You dropped your gym bag by the door an hour ago. Inside it, a shirt you wore today, maybe a jacket. You haven't touched it since, but your cat found it almost immediately, and now they're curled up on top of it, completely still, deeply asleep. Not on the bed, not on the sofa cushion you bought specifically for them, on the shirt you wore today, the one that smells like you. Most people assume their cat is drawn to the warmth or the soft fabric or the novelty of something new on the floor, but behavioral science tells a completely different story. What your cat is doing right now is one of the most sophisticated expressions of emotional bonding that exists between two species, and most owners spend their whole lives watching it happen without ever understanding what it means. Let's start with the obvious explanation, because it sounds perfectly reasonable. Cats like soft things. Clothes are soft. Problem solved. But here's the problem. If texture and warmth were the answer, your cat would sleep equally on any pile of laundry. Yours, a guest's, the stranger's. They don't. Studies observing multi-person households consistently find that cats return again and again to the specific clothing of one primary person. Not the softest fabric in the house, not the warmest spot, the one that smells like you. Cats have approximately 200 million olfactory receptors. Humans have about 5 million. Your cat doesn't just smell that a shirt is worn, they smell your unique biochemical signature, the same one they've been mapping since the day they came home with you. To them, your scent isn't just a smell, it's you, present. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University placed cats in an unfamiliar room, first with their owner, then without, then with a complete stranger, using the same methodology psychologists use to measure attachment in human infants. The majority of cats showed secure attachment behaviors identical to those observed in babies. They used their owner as a safe base. They explored more confidently when their person was present. They showed measurable distress when they left. The researchers concluded that the human-cat bond is not just affectionate, it is structurally similar to the bond between a parent and a child. And here's where it gets really interesting. What did those cats do when their owner wasn't there? They sought out scent, familiar smells, objects their person had touched. Because when you're not physically present, your scent becomes the next best thing. Your shirt on the floor is not your cat choosing a nap spot. It is your cat seeking proximity to you when you are not available. It is, in the most literal behavioral sense, your cat missing you. Here's a question almost nobody thinks to ask. When did cats and humans first form this kind of bond? The answer goes back roughly 10,000 years to the earliest agricultural settlements in the Near East, where humans stored grain, grain attracted rodents, and rodents attracted wild cats. But here's the detail that changes everything. These cats were not tamed or bred by design. They chose to stay. Generation after generation, the wild cats comfortable near humans survived. The ones who weren't left. What we call a domestic cat is, at the genetic level, a wild animal that decided, over 10,000 years of small choices, that we were worth staying close to. The cat asleep on your gym shirt is expressing something ancient, a 10,000-year-old decision playing out in your hallway. Now I want to tell you about a study that nobody talks about because the finding seems impossible at first. Researchers at the University of Vienna studied behavioral dynamics between cats and their owners in real home environments. They found something that initially looks like bad news. Cats appear far less emotionally reactive than dogs in controlled settings, less demonstrative, more distant. But when they looked at actual home behavior, the cats who seemed most indifferent in controlled settings showed the highest rates of contact seeking at home. Sleeping on their owner's clothing, gravitating toward their owner's chair, choosing their owner's side of the bed every single night. The apparent detachment was a measurement problem. The bond was simply expressed differently. Cats don't perform attachment, they live it. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your cat suddenly stops sleeping near your clothes, near your belongings, near you, and this is a cat who has always done it, pay attention to that shift. A change in proximity-seeking behavior is one of the earliest indicators of physical discomfort or cognitive decline in cats. Cats in chronic pain withdraw quietly. Older cats in the early stages of feline cognitive dysfunction, the cat equivalent of dementia, frequently show this as their first behavioral change. They seem more distant, less drawn to you. The shirt gets ignored. Your cat doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So the next time you drop your bag and your cat is already halfway across the room toward it, remember what's actually happening. This isn't about soft fabric or warm laundry. It's about an animal who has mapped the world through scent for 10,000 years. An animal who finds more safety in the smell of you than in any heated bed you've ever bought. An animal who, in the language of behavioral science, demonstrates secure attachment, the same attachment previously thought to belong only to dogs and human infants. They chose to stay 10,000 years ago, and again, every single day. That shirt on the floor isn't a random nap spot. It's the place where you still exist, even when you're gone. And that is a love, so quiet, so steady, most people never even notice it happening. Subscribe and leave a comment. I want to know, which piece of your clothing does your cat claim most? Next week, we're looking at why some cats bring you dead animals, and the answer has nothing to do with gifts. It's something far older and far more personal than that.